All right, so for the last little section, we're going to just do a few more of these things you're going to find in your book with some other suggestions. So there is a neat little book. It officially starts on day 2. It's day 2 through 5 because that is the story about Saul's conversion, and he saw the bright light. I was a little bit of a rebel here. The book itself was a little hard to use, so I cut mine up. Okay. The Lifeway police may come get me. I don't know, but make it yours. But after seeing some people try to use this, and even me and my kids at home playing with it, so I just took the staples out and cut it, and now I have 6 different little cards that we can use. So the thing with the book is that it says, like, this is a cement truck. And you hold a flashlight up behind it, and it'll let you see what the cement truck does. It spins. And this is one of these things that they give us. This is totally just about the theme. The theme is concrete and cranes. It's fun. What does a cement truck do? And a backhoe and a dump truck, what do they do? You're not trying to put any spiritual lesson with this. What does a dump truck do? It dumps. So it's just fun. It goes with the theme, and that's okay. It's okay just to have some fun stuff. But by cutting them apart, you can hold it up to the light and see what it does. If you have a light box that you have made for something else, or maybe you have one at your classroom at school or something, you can lay it on the light box. You can still use a flashlight to hold up to it. If you have a light bright, one of the old light brights, fits perfectly on that. So you now have 6 cards, and then there's even a cute little matching game that they check themselves by holding it up to the light to see what they do. So the flashlight work site is a really cute idea. Again, it cuts apart really easy. But that's one of those things they'll enjoy doing over and over again, even though they've seen it. It's just fun to play with it. So enjoy the flashlight book. Another construction-related theme is, my dad had one of these growing up. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's a carpenter's ruler. And so you put it together with the little brads, and they've got, some of these kids have probably never seen one of these. Like I say, I happen to have had a dad that did stuff like that, and I saw it, but I used to think this was the funnest thing to play with, and now I have one made out of brads. But it's got the verse along it. So that's a fun, and there's lots of things you can do with that. I mean, just let them walk around the room and measure things. My brads turned out to be a little long. You might want to find the smaller ones or snip them off. But the ruler, I would probably laminate him if you're going to really let the kids play with him, or he won't last very long. So the ruler is a super cute availability. I mentioned earlier about trying things out. So this is the heart, they call this the heart template from day 1. And it's 2 of these hearts, and they have the same number and same shapes, but the colors are rearranged. And if you read in the book, it says to do it as a relay, that they have to go down to the end and grab their little color piece and come back and match it to a square, and then they go down and their friend comes back. So I was playing with this and realized the colors actually match like perfectly. And if you lay the square down pretty good, it's actually hard to see that there's one there or not. So this is one, like, I think you might want to play around with how to actually do this with your kids. That might be a little hard for them. Maybe you don't want to make it a big relay. Maybe they just sit at a table and put the squares. Maybe you don't worry about the colors matching. You want to play around with it a little bit. Maybe you even have some kids you can test it out on. Maybe their eyes can see that better. I don't know. But this is technically a day 1 activity, but you've got all these little pieces and stuff. So when you finish, use it on day 1, put your little pieces and all back in your bags together. Because once they've done it on day 1, you may be done with it, or you may find yourself with some extra time on another day, and you can just pull your little bag out. They've already done it once, they know how to do it again, or maybe modify it a little bit, but like this is a neat activity that you can use over and over again during the week without a problem. There are also tool cards, item 11. Again, they say to use it for the days, but they've got pictures of tools, and one side has the name and one side doesn't. And in your book, it will tell you, like, this, I'm looking at day 1, match tools, here's your tool cards. So these get used over and over again during the week. They're pretty easy. If you On the Lifeway website now, there's some things you can get, like this is their pencil spinner. So you got some cute things you can go online and get. This one I received somewhere, I believe this is Oriental Trading, but they would love the little fidget spinner thing. Play-Doh has been nice enough to put out some construction related Play-Doh activities. So these, I looked onto these for like $3 at Walmart. I think it's normally like 7 or 10. But you've got Play-Doh that looks like sand and dirt and boulders and stuff. So those are fun to have out. There's one of your teacher tip cards is actually, you can make homemade Play-Doh with sand in it. So you don't have to be able to buy the fancy, you can actually make your own sand Play-Doh. So that's pretty cool. Speaking of supplies, one last thing. In the back of the book, there is a wonderful page called Supplies. And they divided it up by activity. So as you read through your book and you decide, oh, I want to do the play with a pulley, it's got a nice little checklist of everything you need for play with a pulley. So don't go crazy and gather all of these activities. Look at just the ones you want to do, but you got a nice little checklist back here to help you gather up everything you need for that activity. So we're about out of time, but like I say, there is so much stuff going on. There's way more stuff than I can show you here, but I hope you've gotten an idea of some of the things that are here. Make them yours, make them work for your Bible school. God bless you. I hope you have a great Concrete and Cranes.